You too. What it do? It's your boy Dez A1. Please say the A1 coming at you from the Big Dub Network. We yet another episode. This is episode number two. Episode number two is telling you what we should not do with our first round draft pick. What we should not do with our first round draft pick. Before I get started, I want to have a little toast to Brian Davis and his $7 billion bid that he put in a day or two ago. Thank you, Brian. It's a little late for April Fool's jokes, but you know it's never too late for a $7 billion bid, I guess. Mm, Some good stuff there. Some good stuff. Good stuff. So, 2023 NFL Draft. Washington Commanders are on the clock. It's a lot of things I think could go down, but it's one thing that I feel like we aren't really needing right now. It's one thing I feel like we aren't in a position of need, a serious need right now. And I don't feel like it'll take our team to the next level. And with that first round pick, I feel like that would be offensive lineman. I don't think we should go offensive lineman with our first round pick. I just don't. With the way that our line is set up, I know um, we don't have these big horses, big names in the league across the front of our line. But what we do have is some players that can get it done. Like I said, we might not have a bookend left tackle. Wiley, he came off a season where he struggled, but he ended strong. So, and that's something to build off moving forward. I just feel like with us going into this season with a second year quarterback, the last thing we need to do is to put a rookie left tackle on his blind side and have him calling plays. If we keep Charles Leno on that left side, who is consistent, who is steady, yes, he may not knock your socks off, but he's serviceable in the league, very respectable in the league, on and off the field, if I may add, if that means anything to anyone. Um, Leaving Leno on that left tackle will make one less thing for Sam Howell to have to worry about as he's coming out of the huddle. One less thing. Yeah, I'm not saying that Charles Leno is perfect, but he can look over there at Leno and like, oh, he's an NFL starter. He's been here a while. He's been here a lot longer than me. I can go to him when I need some guidance. I can go to him when I need help. I can trust that man. And that's a leg up starting in the offseason. If we know that Leno's coming in the season as the starting left tackle, that's a leg up from playbook wise, um, experience wise. Like I said, he's just going to trust Charles Leno on that left side. And what more could you want as a second year quarterback in this league that's trying to ascend to that next level with all these weapons around you? The last thing you want to worry about is your blind side. That's why left tackles are so important in the league. And I just don't feel like that spot is one that we should go out here and try to replace right now at this time. Maybe next season, um, possible. We could possibly move that route next season. But right now, first round pick this season, this draft with all the other talent that's out here, and I really don't look at left tackle as a deep position. Um, there's some of the ones at the top. You have your Paris Johnsons. I'm a big fan of the Broderick Jones. Um, I think Soronsky. I think he'll slide into guard. He may be end up being a great guard just because off of his arm length. And I'm not this not this football guru, but I'm just saying, well, apples to apples. So I just feel like with this tackle class here, it's no definite book bookend left tackle that you can cash in, especially with year one. Yeah, I feel like Broderick Jones is going to be a great player. I feel like he can pretty much carry that line throughout the season in his rookie year to contend for a Super Bowl? No. Depending on where he goes, I just don't. And he's a good talent, so I don't feel like he'll be playing for the greatest team next season. I feel like he'll be a great player, but just not right now. He wouldn't be what we needed, especially with the rookie left tackle, second year quarterback. That screams danger. That screams get out, take off, move, run, Forrest, run. That's what that screams, man. I just don't feel like replacing Charles Leno at the left tackle spot, regardless of who drops to us at 16. I just got a feeling there's going to be a great player at 16, whether that's a tackle, whether that's one of the cornerbacks. I feel like one of the tight ends will be there. Maybe Bijan's there. Um, I just feel like there's going to be a great player that's going to pull our front office apart because we're going to go want to go separate ways. I have a feeling that's going to take place, and that may be ammo to trade back. We don't want that problem. Let someone else give us some draft capital to deal with that problem, and even better, just more ammo for us. So my first point, I don't really think replacing Leno right now is the answer. Maybe down the road, but it's the best thing for Sam Howell's blind side right now. And I would love to hear Sam Howell's take on that. Like I said, it's going to be some great left tackles. Maybe they come out of this draft. I don't know if they'll be Hall of Famers. Definitely some Pro Bowlers. Um, but year one, it's not what we need. Uh, the second point I wanted to make. Second point, my favorite lineman in this draft. For some reason, I'm really liking this dude. It's Darnell Wright, right tackle from Tennessee. The signing of Wiley almost eliminated us as a possibility to go get Darnell Wright. Hear me out. Hear me out. From the interviews, I think they told Wiley was telling the person that was interviewing her that he was told he would be the right tackle here in Washington, and that's one of the reasons he wanted to sign here, and because he's one of EV's guys. This is a pivotal part of what I'm trying to get at. So he was told he was going to be right tackle when he got here. So what if we go get Darnell, perennial right tackle? I think this dude put him at right tackle. 12 years later, he'll still be standing there blocking who's ever in front of him. We draft Darnell. Wiley slides down the guard. One, it's almost like you lied to him. If that's true, I couldn't give two bleeps. You know, put the five best linemen down there and let them put their hand in the dirt, I say. But if you told the man one thing and it comes out to be another, you're pretty much deceiving Wiley to begin with because he's here based off what his expectations were. And secondly, it's almost like you undermining EB in his first year as our offensive coordinator. He's being undermined because he brought his right tackle from his former team, his guys. And if anybody understands bringing in your guys, it has to be Ron. At one point, I thought we were the Washington Panthers. Every other person we brought in was a Panther, former Panther, a soon to be Panther, a wannabe Panther. Everybody we brought in was a Panther. So if anybody understands bringing in your guys, it's Ron. So doubling back and almost lying to Wiley about getting that right tackle position would be terrible for us. It will be terrible. I don't know if it'll cause big issues, but it will be something because there's egos. We're humans at the end of the day. If I was told one thing and it turns out to be another, I'm gonna feel some type of way. Whether I take it out on you now or later, I'm gonna feel some type of way. And so that's one of the reasons I think we're out of the running for Darnell Wright. I like Darnell Wright. I think if we put Darnell, if even at this point, I said we should not draft an O lineman with our first pick. If they come up and say Washington Commanders select Darnell Wright, a piece of me would be like, 15 years from now, Darnell's going to retire a Washington Commander. All pros, Pro Bowls, Super Bowl or two, Hall of Famer. I know it. I just got that feeling. But I think we're just out of the running because Wiley's our right tackle, and I'm fine with that as well. He's not one that's going to be here 10, 15 years from now, but I like Wiley. Um, like I said, our last image of Wiley was tackling slippery guys that played for the Eagles. And I mean, not tackling them, blocking slippery guys that was playing for the Eagles. What more can I ask for? He'll be doing that all season. They just won't be slipping. Um, they'll be slipping and tripping, but they won't be slipping. So that's one of the other reasons. I just feel like we can't get Darnell Wright because um, Wiley's our right tackle. I don't want to see Darnell Wright playing guard. I don't want to see him playing guard. Darnell Wright's a right tackle in this league, and he should be starting day one for whatever team to draft him at that position. And my last point is in the draft, fixing left tackle doesn't have to happen through the draft. It's ideal. Get a young guy, get one to build with, mold into the lineman that you want him to be. He grows into the man he's going to become. He starts out super cheap. That's ideal, but it's not the only way. Uh, just not to beat the Chiefs drum, but they struggled in the Super Bowl where they couldn't block anyone that played for Tampa Bay on that front line. Off season, they traded for Orlando Brown. Look at the results. So you won't always get your answers throughout the draft. There's other ways. So I'm just looking forward to one day we will solve that problem of ours. And I think is if Sam Howell works out for us and he's one that can make plays on his own and he's able to protect himself because I'm a big believer in the linemen aren't the only ones that protect you as a quarterback. You also protect yourself. And knowing what's going on around you and having that feel will save you if you have that feel. And if you don't, that's when you lean on your lineman. But at the same time, you have to you have to do a little bit yourself. So if Sam shows the ability that he can play make, he can escape, he has that feel and that move around the pocket where he can protect himself. At that point, we can go draft a young guy, stick him there, and they build that trust together. But if Sam not sensing what's going on his backside and he's just getting smacked around, we have to put somebody there with experience, somebody there that's serviceable and that's done it. We can't really put a young guy there and trust him to keep Sam upright if Sam's not working out. Um, so that's some of the points I wanted to touch on today. Thanks for watching. Like I said, it's a Big Dub Network, and it's a big dub going out every video and a little dub going out every video. Um, Big Dub, I'm gonna give the Big Dub to our front office this offseason because they did exactly what they wanted to do. They didn't want to play. They didn't want to show their hand as far as, oh, the Commanders have to do this. So that gives other teams reason to act in a certain way around the draft and when the draft comes up. And that's not just first round, that's throughout the draft, If we don't go get what they feel like we need, then ultimately they know we're gonna do that. So they can always play off of that. So Big Dub going to the front office, just doing exactly what they said they were gonna do and roster building. It looks like it's working out. I'm interested to see how it all plays out. We're a week out from the draft. Looking forward to it. And the little dub this week goes to Brian Davis. Why not? Little dub goes to Brian Davis is because this man, he's alleged to be scamming any and everybody, and he has to be a great talker. He has to be a great talker, communicator, and able to express himself in a believable way. Because this man has people in the media reporting that he pretty much entered a $7 billion bid. Well, he can pay Snyder 1 billion within 24 hours, and the rest within 7 days. Mind you, he's scammed multiple people allegedly, of course. Um, he scammed multiple people allegedly, but he can get the media to report that he did a $7 billion bid for the Washington Commanders. You get a little dub. And once again, toast to Brian Davis. Toast to Brian Davis. We can all learn something from Brian Davis. Um, Never give up, and if they'll listen, you should talk. There's a one here at the Big Dub Network, man. Episode number 2. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment down some of the reasons you feel like am I right? Am I wrong? What's your opinion? We all have opinions, and I respect any and everybody's. Um, Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Till next time. Peace.